It's cold out here. See the snow? Whew. Fingertips are posing. Let's keep going. Look at all that over there. That's where I want to go, across the road there. Look at it's crazy. All right, well, kind of limited where I can go. So, we're gonna kind of adventure around here. What do you think? I can't go too far. I'm barely moving. All right. Hold on. You're gonna moo-moo. All right. What do you see? Is there anything out there? Fly home, little birdie, fly home. All right, tubers and footers. Let me know if you see anything or hear anything. There's a lot of traffic out there, so hard to hear stuff. All right. Well, maybe I should tell another one of my stories. So I used to go hiking a lot, and one time I went up on the side of Flat Top, which is a mountain range in the Chugach mountain range, and I would go up way beyond and behind there and take my dogs and let them run off leash, and then I would be able to just, hang out and do my thing, hike around and take lunch, and usually would take a nap and then head in and go to work, because I worked nights at that point in the computer room. And so it was sitting there one day, and I woke up, and my dogs were like nowhere to be seen. And these are two pit bull dogs, and so it was like, okay, they're good dogs, but people freak out. And I'm on an area where there's no trails. Like, I'm way off the trail system, so it's not like I'm around people. But still, I was curious, like, where were they? And they never did that before. And so I kind of as I was getting up, I could see someone down on the hillside. And I was kind of watching, and they looked like they were in a ghillie suit. And so I thought, well, that is weird. Like, who would be out here running around in a ghillie suit? Like, that's weird. And then I thought of some of the military people that I knew and how much they loved to go out in the woods and pretend that they were, doing their... So anyhow, so I thought, well, maybe that's just someone out there trying to, brush up on their skills. And I really never paid too much more mind to it, other than my dogs. I finally got up, and they were like huddled away, like huddled together, and they didn't want to go anywhere over in that direction, which was really weird. And so I thought, oh man, well, maybe that guy was like shooting at my dogs or something, anyhow. So I kind of started paying more attention to him, and he got up, and when he stood up and started, this weird lumbering up the mountainside, like, that's why I thought he had a ghillie. All this stuff was like hanging out. Anyhow, and it just, something about him looked odd. And then, of course, his size. He was just massive. I thought, well, what a creep, And so I quickly packed up my stuff and just headed out of there. And that was pretty much one of those weird, like, I don't know, could have been someone in a ghillie suit. I mean, that's, highly likely. And so just, blew that off. Another time I was out hiking in McHugh Creek area with my dogs, and there was a lot of bear activity in that area in the summertime, and particularly this summer. And so I had both my dogs, and I went off the trail, and I was just zigzagging across the creek up the mountainside with my dogs, and we were just breaking trail as we went up, and that way they could run off leash, and I didn't have to worry about anybody freaking out. And anyhow, I came up on this one area, and there was this huge boulder. I mean, it was a massive boulder. And so the trail kind of, like, it wasn't a trail, but it was an animal trail, game trail, went around this boulder. And so it was really a warm day. So I looked down, and there was this huge, massive bear print in it. And I remember looking at it going, my gosh, that's the biggest bear print I've ever seen. And I was looking at it and noticing how fresh it was. And then this smell came. And I thought, oh, great. And here comes my two pits around the corner, tails tucked, just hightail, like they left me. They literally just, whoo, left me. And so I turned around because I didn't want to see what was chasing my dogs. And so, that bear print was huge. And so we hightailed it out of there. And as we were booking down through there, we ended up just breaking trail. Now, of course, we went a different way than we came up. And I ended up in this one area that was open, and it was just a little wide area. And I looked around, and every little outlet had some kind of dead animal. Like, there was a baby moose there, and there was like a bunch of dead birds there. There was all these just dead carcasses around. There was a sheep there, and like all this dead. And I was standing in the middle of it, and I thought, oh my gosh, I am standing on his kitchen table, basically. And so I hightailed it again and just took off running. And I made it out you know, into the parking lot area and called my dogs, and they came bailing out of the brush, and it was crazy. It was insane, absolutely insane. And so again, there's those kind of encounters. That was a bear, more than likely, because like that day, a girl had been mauled by a bear in McHugh Creek. So, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of things that go out, you know, out there that I think, you know, could easily be misidentified. And so having a skeptical mind will, you know, keep you from seeing and hearing too much that, you know, and making more out of things that probably isn't, you know. Could be a squirrel, for all you know, making all that racket. And, you know, they do make a lot of racket, and they can tear some trees apart, man. They're nuts, literally. Anyhow, so there's some encounters. Another one this one is really, I don't know, it's a bit hard to, well, this is getting long, so I'll just tell it on another time. We'll see in a few. What do you think about going exploring in the nighttime? What do you think? Maybe we should try it. Look at that. It's a bendy tree. There's a bend in this. Ah! Did you see that tree? It whooped up on me. I'll crawl, limp home. Oh, oh, oh. Look at that bendy tree.